Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you don't know, my name is CJ and this is my wife Kelsey. Some of you have in the past have seen us do live streams, but we haven't done one for probably close to a year. And the reason is our internet's not very good here, and I wasn't happy with the quality of the picture, and sometimes we would cut out on the sound. So the only way that we can like sit down and kind of talk to you is to take your questions and just answer them here and just make a video of it. So Kelsey made a post this morning on her Instagram about some questions that you might have for us with the channel and the farm. And so we have a few of them here. We're just going to answer them. So we're going to try to do this about every other month, because it's kind of hard for you guys to get to know us with my videos, because I kind of go from clip to clip. And hopefully this will help you get your questions answered and you'll find out what we're into. So to start off, I have some good news. Today I received an email from LS, and the new CEO has approved working with us and sending a tractor to us for us to make videos with. So that is good news. They're working on a contract now, and I'm sure everything will go fine with that, and we'll look over that and get that signed, and we'll start making some tractor videos here soon. So I'm looking forward to that. I know I have a lot of projects here, which we can talk about that. I know some of the projects I have coming up are for the house specifically. This spring, probably like a lot of you, or this late winter I should say, like a lot of you, we've been getting a bunch of rain, and it's really taken a toll on our basement, because it's just leaking in probably about all four corners in the front part of the house. The front part of the house is all stone foundation. It's not mortared in between the stones yet, and it's just a dirt floor. Luckily it is a dirt floor, because it just absorbs all the water that comes in. We never have any flooding issues, but I want to get a French drain put in around the house, and that's going to be a project. Meanwhile, the barn, I've talked to you guys about that before. The barn's gutter, especially on this side here closest to the house, is falling off. We're going to have to get the JLG and go up there and fix that gutter. And I would also like to paint that barn and replace the wood pieces that are curled, and just get that barn fixed up, because it could be a beautiful barn. So one of the questions we have, and this is one of the topics I wanted to discuss, is why we homeschool our children. And one of the questions that we received is, how is school going? What changes have you had to make as the girls have gotten older? Since I have nothing to do with the homeschooling other than funding for books, that is all Kelsey. Go ahead.
School's going really well. You know, we have good days and bad days, just like, you know, anyone else, but for the most part it's going really well. The girls love it. The changes that I've had to make as they get older, I started out using, you know, one curriculum for all of them, but as they get older and their personalities develop and their learning styles, you know, change, Kaylee is very focused, and she will sit down, she will do her work, and you know, that's that. Kylie is our creative one, and she does a lot better with more visual aids. So she's just finishing up her first grade math. She has one more week left. So I went ahead and I went with a different math curriculum for her that has a lot more pictures and, you know, things to work with, more hands-on things, and I think that'll be really good to help her out. Right now I'm using 3 different curriculums all throughout, you know, all the subjects. My Father's World, Master Books, and the newest that I've started with is The Good and the Beautiful. And that's the one with all, you know, the pictures. It really is a good and beautiful curriculum. But yeah, it's going really good, and that's about it.
Don't know how to close?
No, I don't. That's why I don't do YouTube like you.
Kelsey has started a TikTok.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's just Mallard5 Mama is my TikTok account, and it's kind of like what I was doing before with my YouTube, but TikTok is a lot easier and the videos are a lot shorter and you can edit them right on your phone. So it's a lot easier for me to just, you know, when I'm going out to take care of the animals, you know, just make a quick TikTok while I'm doing that. I don't have to sit down and spend hours editing out me saying 500 times a video. It's a lot easier, so I think I'm going to stick with that and see where that goes. And yeah.
And another close. Well, speaking of the animals, one of the questions was, how are the pigs? The pigs are growing very, very fast, and I'm going to be finishing up a video here very shortly about that pig fence that I put on the bank there in between the barn and the garage. And the goal is just to keep me from having to mow that bank during the months of May and June. That's basically it. I've got everything set up other than the actual electric charger. I bought one, I just have to get it set up. So I'll be making a video on that. I've had the footage since probably January when I first filmed it, and now I just got to finish it. Which I was waiting for the pigs to get bigger, because there were some spots there in the fence where they could have snuck through, but they're getting so big now, I don't think they're going to be able to get through those little gaps. So that's how the pigs are. Chickens are fine. They're laying eggs again. What we would like to do is build some chicken tractors. If you don't know what that is, it's basically just a cage for chickens. And then you can put them out in your pasture and move them around every day and let them be pasture raised chickens. And they're going to be meat chickens. So they'll make them taste that much better, and it's going to be healthier for us. And that's what the goal is here very, very shortly, because I want to have them out in the pasture and being raised up and butchered before, you know, our vacations come. We try to time everything out here with the pigs and these chickens coming to not interfere with, we like going on our vacations or week-long trips or whatever, and we're trying to do that where they don't interfere, because we're going to raise the pigs. We got them right after Christmas, and then we got a butcher date for June 28th, and I would like to have the chickens butchered sometime in June or early July, and then we can take our vacation or vacations, whatever it might be. So
that's kind of why we haven't jumped the gun on getting, you know, any kind of larger animal, goats or, you know, something that doesn't need butchered. As much as we would love to have something like that, and hopefully someday we will, right now we really like going on vacation, and we have our camper and we want to use it.
That's just an experience. The girls love going camping. They love going to the beach with their other set of grandparents, and we don't want to take that away from them. So that's why we haven't done anything like that. But the way things are in the world today, you know, things are rough with inflation, other things, and not to get political or anything, but I worry about this stuff, and I worry about our food supply, and that leads me to my next project that I'm going to be working on here. Before I go to that, the bathroom, I am trying my best to get that bathroom done. I've been trying to time that out to where I can take that toilet out and do the floor, and I'm going to try to do that here in the next few days. But we're going to try to button up the bathroom, and then my next project is going to be building a greenhouse. So the month of March, I'll be focusing on that greenhouse, and we got to get our firewood in for next year. I have to do those two things before anything with the house comes after that, because I have to work with the weather. I learned that a few years ago. You can't make a plan for your day off and say, hey, I'm going to do this outside, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be raining. so I just whenever I got a good day outside, I have to be outside working on those kind of things. So it seems like some people get frustrated with me with the farmhouse, and I'll be honest, I do get burnt out with the farmhouse because I like to be outside. And if it's a nice day outside, I want to go out there and work, and I want to work on the farm, you know. I don't just want to work on the house. The house is coming along piece by piece. She's very patient, thankfully.
Yeah, people get frustrated with him for not posting farmhouse videos, but we live here, and you know, so he's doing his best.
We make do.
Yeah, it's livable. It's not beautiful. It's not the prettiest by any means. You know, the rooms that aren't finished, but it's livable. We have a roof over our heads. We're all good, and it'll get done when it gets done.
Yeah, but I will say you've lived in a renovation process.
Our whole marriage.
Pretty much our whole marriage. I think there was 1 year.
No.
Was it a full year?
It was 5 months.
It was 5 months.
You finished the basement and we moved out 5 months
our
later.
Our old house, I finished it, and we moved out 5 months after that. We moved here.
Yeah.
Which we're very lucky, because in today's world, we never would have been able to afford this place. The way things are right now, the way property prices in our area have jumped up. We bought this at the perfect time. We were very blessed and lucky to get this place, and I'm especially thankful for it, just for the reasons that I said earlier, because of the way the world is. We have the potential here to grow the majority, if not all, of our food, and that's a good feeling to have that security blanket, you know, to be able to do that. So, you know, I'm very thankful. We've been blessed.
And also, you know, for the experience that it's giving the girls.
Yes.
You know, I grew up in town. I was never around farm animals and all of this kind of stuff.
But when I brought those chickens home, I thought I'd be the one feeding them. Nope, she took it right over, and the same thing with the pigs. I thought I'd be feeding them.
Chickens are mine, pigs are mine.
I don't have to feed them at all.
I love them.
She takes care of them, so. So like I said before, the deal with LS is on, and we should be getting that tractor soon. If you don't know what that deal is, we're going to get the tractor to work with and make videos for 6 months. And the deal is to make 1 video a month. I'll probably do more than that. And after 6 months' time, they're going to take that tractor and give us another model to work with, and we'll have it for 6 months, and then we're going to try this out for a year and see how it works out for both sides. And they're also going to send 3 attachments. I think we agreed on a tiller, and a brush hog was mentioned, and I think a land plane. So we'll let you know if those things change, but that was the plan, I think, initially. And so we'll be doing that. Of course, giant pumpkins, we're going to be starting them soon. Like I said, I want to get the greenhouse built. I was over there 2 days ago clearing out trees along the woods there to make room for it, because we're going to put that greenhouse down below the chicken coop. And my goal is to have the garden in between the chicken coop and the greenhouse. That way we can see it from the house and be able to watch to see if anything's in there. And it should be a little bit easier to take care of, because I don't think there's as many rocks as there are on the other side of that woodshed. That wasn't a very good place for a garden last year, and we had a lot of difficulty with that. So that's the plan. And the reason I want to build a greenhouse is, for one, I want it to look nice. Those ones that you buy from like Harbor Freight or, you know, out of a catalog, you know, I don't really care for how they look. Plus, up here with the wind that we get in the spring and the fall, I just want to build one that's sturdy and can stand up to all that. And like I said, I want it to look nice for Kelsey and the girls, because I'm sure they'll be spending a lot of time out there. So if you saw the title of this video, you'll see the title is "Why Do We Homeschool?" And you want to explain that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So honestly, I could go on and on for hours about all of the reasons why we homeschool. But CJ was homeschooled for a few years when he was growing up, and he had a really positive experience with it. I was not at all, which was fine. I went to public school, I did fine. At high school though, if I could have, you know, chosen to be homeschooled, I absolutely would have, in a heartbeat. I really didn't enjoy public school. There was a lot of time wasted, and I felt like, you know, we could be learning other things, and all of that kind of stuff. And I really I didn't want that experience for my kids. The things that, you know, you hear at public school, and it's gotten worse. My mom, you know, works at a school, and it's just nothing like it was when even we were there. And it's not that I'm trying to shield our kids from everything. We're not living under a rock. You know, my kids are still out and about and, you know, seeing other people and everything. But I want them to, you know, be able to learn stuff when it's appropriate to learn things.
Let kids be kids.
Yeah. And with homeschooling, they have the opportunity to. You know, if we have a good morning and we start school, you know, around when we're supposed to, we'll get done around 10:30, 11. They can eat lunch and go outside and play for the rest of the day. Or, you know, Kaylee's really interested in sewing now and cooking, so she's been working on those things. Kylie will sit and draw all day long. She loves to draw. So it's really nice for them to be able to have so much extra time in the day to focus on things that they like to do. And that was something that really drew me to homeschooling.
And I had nothing to do with it. This was all her idea, and I'm glad, because even when I was in school, I did not appreciate some of the things that were taught to me. I didn't agree with them. I knew to me they were wrong, and not to bash any teachers, because I'm sure we have teachers watching. I had a lot of good teachers, a lot of teachers that made an impact on my life, and that I still respect and am thankful that I had. But you've run into teachers that you meet, and they strongly approve of what you're doing with the homeschooling.
We took the van for a oil change yesterday, and there was an older guy that came in, and he was talking to the girls, and he said, you know, why aren't you guys in school? And I was like, well, we homeschool. And I'm always kind of hesitant to say that, worried that I'm gonna get some kind of comment. But he stopped and he was like, I was a teacher for 40 some years. He said, and the best thing that you could be doing is homeschooling those girls. And that, you know, I was shocked, but I was really happy. And he talked to us for a good while, but he couldn't have been more supportive. And that's always really nice to hear, especially from a teacher.
And the typical thing that we hear is, well, what about them interacting socially? They don't know our girls very well.
If you have met our girls, especially Kaylee, there is no trouble being social.
No,
none.
They're a little bit too social for my liking, because it makes me nervous. One day they run into the wrong person. But yeah, that's the reason that we do it. Well, she does it.
Another reason is we genuinely like being with our kids.
Yes. Not
saying that people, you know, kids that go to public school, their parents don't like them. But we have a lot of fun. We get to go do things. We take day trips all the time, and we wouldn't be able to do those things if they were in school. We'd have to wait till the weekend.
And then with me working shift work, if I was on afternoons and they were in school, I wouldn't see them for the week.
Yep.
And now I get to see them every day, and I really appreciate that. I'm so thankful that Kelsey wants to do that with the girls.
Yeah, it's funny. I wanted to homeschool my own kids ever since I was in high school. I knew I wanted to homeschool my own kids. So it just lucked out that I married someone that agreed with that. And
yeah, we're very blessed. We're very blessed that she can stay at home and I can go to work. And we're blessed to have this channel as well, and to share with all of you. And your views and your comments mean a whole lot to us, and we really appreciate them. And that's why we like to do things like this, to just sit down and talk with you. And like I said, we try to do this with live streams. It's just, our internet is just not good enough here.
And they always come out so blurry,
and it's just embarrassing to me, because I try to make things, you know, as nice as I can. So, but that's the reason why we do our homeschooling. Like I said, we're going to try to do this about every other month. So if you have any other questions for us, go ahead and leave them in the comments down here, and then we'll try to answer those here in the next couple months, and we'll sit down and do this again. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, everybody,
thanks for watching.